All right, cool. So we are going to we're going to be going over how to go from 0 to $1 million in 6 to 12 months. I've done this probably over 5 times now. I try and do it faster and faster every time I have a new business or a new offer. So this is going to be pretty cool. I've been chewing on this weird neural gum stuff. This stuff is pretty awesome. A little bit of caffeine, right? Happy Monday. Hope y'all are making money out there. Pretty much ready to get this going. So let's just bust this out. Bada bing, bada boom. Kind of wish I could make this inside the thing. It doesn't matter. Okay, cool. So we're going to go into this presentation. And again, I'm really just doing this so I can explain like how simple this is. Or let's just take a step back. Okay, so how to go from 0 to 1 million in 6 to 12 months. You can do this faster, but this is literally if you're just starting out or if your business is probably below, 30,000 a month. If it's over that, this can happen a lot faster. This is a very simple strategy. Rinse and repeat. Works like clockwork. You don't need to overthink it. This is the bare minimum that you need to make $1 million. This means that if you take what I tell you in this video, you implement it, you take action, okay, and you're relentless on pursuing your dreams, you could be you could make $1 million this year, right? You can make $1 million this year. And I'm going to give you the sauce, okay? Now, I wanted to just kind of go over what kind of offers this is best for. And it's also just fun to think about. So I figured I'd give you guys, a little brain exercise to start. And again, like if you already have an offer, if you already have a business, cool. You can go to the next part. But this is just fun to think about. Like, what are the businesses right now that I see that I believe you could really start today and within 6 to 12 months make $1 million? Okay. This is specifically for online coaching businesses, online service providers, online high ticket sales, and pretty much anything online that can be delivered online. So you don't have to like go to their house or something stupid or like drive a car to them or something that you charge over $3,000. Okay. So the first 3, the recession proof ones is always going to be health, wealth, and relationships. Now I have scaled relationship companies in the past. They were like dating offers or relationship coaching, stuff like that. Those are a little bit harder than health and wealth, but those 3 are like the recession proof niches, right? If you ever are really into health or you're really into wealth, that's what we want, right? We want to basically build a business around one of these that you can help people. And the reason is because there's pain there, and it's always going to be there for people in general. It's just always going to be a pain point. People are always going to want to be healthier. People are always going to be getting sick. People are always want to make more money. People are always going to be tired of being poor. People are always going to need help with their money as well. People are always going to need help with relationships. They're going to need help to how to make friends. Even you could make a whole business on just how to make friends as an adult. Okay. So those are like the big 3. The other ones, now you need to think a little bit bigger, right? The economy, everything else that's going on. What is the market telling us? What is the market saying they need right now? Okay, number 1, everyone needs a side hustle. Okay, I don't care if they have a job, if they don't have a job, they need something to make extra income. Okay, and it has to work though. It has to be something that actually works and you can produce like tangible results. A really big opportunity that I see is the TikTok shop right now, where people are selling products and stuff like that on TikTok. Huge opportunity. You should jump on that right now. That's like Facebook ads. That's like Google ads back in the day, right? That's a big opportunity. Other side hustles is just teach people how to like go get a leaf blower and like a power washer and go door knocking, right? Like you can get really simple with these. One of the side hustles that I like to do is I flip books. I don't really make very much money from it, but it's just kind of fun, right? But once you find something that actually works as a side hustle, you can turn it into a coaching program where you teach other people how to do it. And you are literally providing a service to help these people create an extra income in their household. Okay. Stay-at-home moms need this. People who are getting laid off need this. People who are just like older that need to make extra money need this. Any side hustle that works, you can create a coaching program that works for this. Next up, a financing offer or funding offer. Okay. Many of you know I have multiple funding companies that I've built. I have a coaching program. You can go to powerbrokers.io where I teach people how to start a funding company. But finance is top of mind. Okay. Stock market crashing, tariffs. Everybody's a fucking finance guru right now, right? So big money in finance coaching. Okay. Either helping people budget or helping people invest or helping people manage their finances or helping business owners get access to capital, credit repair. All of these are really big. Okay. Next up, AI and automation agencies. Okay. So it's still new and there is a lot of hype for AI compared to actual reality for AI. But with AI and automation, if you know what you're doing, you can step into any business and you could potentially save a company hours and hours and hours of work by simply being able to come into that company and use the AI essentially, or by automating stuff and using AI to do human tasks. Okay. And it's such a big opportunity, and companies will gladly pay you anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000, $20,000 to come in and automate a lot of their business. So if you are interested in AI, you just set up a real simple funnel that says, look, I will automate your onboarding, or I will do all your zaps for you. I will make your entire process as automated as we possibly can, and I will make it super simple so you don't have to worry about any of it. And these business owners will pay you a lot of money. You do have to sell it a lot because it is kind of new. There is a large education gap when you hop on these sales calls to explain to people what is possible, but it's incredibly powerful. Okay. Next up, content coach or content service provider, right? Everybody is trying to make content work right now because ads are freaking expensive, right? And business owners still need leads. So everybody's become like an Instagram guru, right? But if you actually have a coaching program where you teach people how to make really good content that's working right now, how to automate it and set it up with Radar or one of these other software providers, Hootsuite, one of those, you can do it really well. One of the companies that I worked with where we scaled them from, they were doing like 30,000. We got them all the way up to like $250,000 a month. They're a content company, but they're the middleman between finding really good content creators and businesses. Okay. So a business needs content constantly. So what they would basically do is they would pay the company to go and find people. They would pay the content creators to make content for the company. And then they would have all these different reels and all these different ads firing off, right? And they would be making a ton of content. Huge, huge opportunity. Like crazy how much money they made and how easy it was and how much they enjoy their life while they're doing it. Also, podcast promoters and podcast editors, YouTube promoters and YouTube editors. Even if you just do thumbnails, content is big is what I'm trying to get at. And businesses are looking at their dollars and are saying, would I rather spend $5,000 a month on content or $5,000 a month on ads? Okay. And some people are switching from ads to content. Very, very important for you guys to know this. Next up, fitness coach. With COVID and everything else, everybody's getting fat. Everybody's being unhealthy. Super easy. I don't know why I put finance services. That's not what I meant to do. But fitness coaching offer right there. Basically, everybody who needs a fitness coach will pay for it, right? And you can do online fitness coach offers right now where you can basically help them with their meal plan, help them with their workout plan, hold them accountable, hop on a Zoom with them and get them you can do Zoom workouts with people. I've done that a lot. And you can really blow up a coaching business if you're good at this process. Okay. Real estate coaches offer, teach people how to wholesale real estate, teach people how to buy a house subject to, teach people how to do novations, teach people how to buy their first home, how to fix their credit so they can buy their first home and get the funding for it. This is all very, very powerful stuff. And everybody wants to own a home. It's the American dream, right? So real estate is always going to be a good niche. Stock trading and crypto, top of mind. Even if you just had a Discord and then you had an upsell to a $300 one-on-one offer to help people buy the right crypto or even the right stocks or trade futures or trade options or any of these things, you can make a lot of money as a coach because everybody wants that dream. Every young man, I think, has a Wolf of Wall Street phase where they want to make money in the stock market, right? So you can really make a lot of money as a coach. Government contracts, getting paid by the government to do contracts is a huge opportunity right now. And I think there need to be more coaches out there selling their offers. lead generation offers. So when I think of this is like right now, you can use AI to do cold email and to do LinkedIn and to basically generate a ton of leads for businesses. And you basically either you get the leads and you sell the leads to the business owners, or you set up a AI or a lead generation pipeline and you generate leads for business owners. Super powerful. Sales coach. Sales is getting harder and harder. People need a coach. Austin Medlin is the guy that we just paid to be a sales coach. He's awesome. So sales coaching is alive and well. Businesses are always going to need marketing. Agencies, media buying, they need experts right now more than ever. Okay. Career coach or employment opportunities, selling apps. You know, I've been making a lot of apps lately. I really enjoy making apps. It's one of my random things that I do on the weekends when I got nothing else going on. And you can really make a lot of money making apps. And then you could also just make apps for businesses and then sell them, right? You could easily charge. I know a guy right now paying 30 grand for an app that I probably could have built in a weekend. I'm not going to hate on the hustle, but I'm just saying there's some arbitrage you could make right there. And then any passive income opportunities. Okay. So if you have any opportunities like those faceless YouTube channels, those are a big opportunity right now, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So these are just offers that using this system I'm about to teach you, you could make easily $1 million within the next 6 to 12 months with this strategy. Okay. I hope you guys are listening. Hope you guys are paying attention. Just making sure my camera is still working. Okay. So we're good. So now we're going to get into the system. And again, I want to show you how simple this is. So I just made this as crystal clear and as easy as possible for you to understand. Okay. So you need one marketing system, one sales system, one fulfillment system. Peanut, shut up. All right. So you need to have each of these in order to basically make it work. And it's very, very simple, but let's keep it as simple as we possibly can. Hey. Sorry, my dog's barking. Okay. So the first things that you need for a marketing system. The whole goal of the marketing system is to bring qualified booked calls onto your calendar. Okay. And the biggest thing is qualified. All right. A monkey can fling poop at Facebook and probably get you a bunch of book calls, but are they qualified? Do they know who you are? Are they willing to buy from you? These are the things that your marketing system needs to do to be successful. Okay. So the first step that you need to have a marketing system is you need a winning offer. Now, the winning offer, we went over that last week. It's inside of my program. But I spent like an hour and a half breaking down everything you need for a winning offer, right? If we just went over a bunch of offers that would work, but if you don't have an offer, do not pass go, do not collect under $200. Go back to the drawing board. Really lean into your power offer too, where you can turn cold traffic into paying customers. Next, you need copywriting. I love copywriting. I'm a copywriter. I eat, sleep, and breathe copywriting and brush my teeth to copywriting books. So you need to have some good copy to sell your stuff, right? Next, you also need an ad account. And I put this in here because like right now in all my businesses, I'm making my businesses bulletproof. Okay. And in order to be bulletproof, you have to have more than one ad account. Okay. My Facebook, my Instagram just got shut down. I really don't feel safe ever making an audience on Facebook or Instagram ever again. But I had to do all these things to have multiple ad accounts. So now I have multiple ad accounts. They're all warmed up. They all work, but you have to have one that is working and you're not worried about, but you also need a backup one if you really want to be successful. Okay. So, but have an ad account. Now you can do Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads. Facebook and Instagram is pretty much where we always start, and it is the easiest way to go. Next, you need a pixel. Okay. You can set up a funnel without a pixel, but you're just half-assing it at that point. A pixel is what's going to track your data. A pixel is what's going to be telling Facebook whether or not a qualified lead came through the pipeline or if somebody booked a call. Pixels are everything. Pixels are everything when it comes to marketing. And then you need one winning ad. Okay. Now, to get to that winning ad, you might have to make 20, maybe even 40 different creatives, and you have to test a lot of them. But then one of them is going to be the winner. Hopefully more than that. But in the beginning, to get to $1 million, you only need one winning ad. You just need one ad that converts. They just rinse and repeat. That'll bring the money in. That'll book the calls. Okay. And then you also need a funnel. Okay. You need a booking page. You need to create a VSL, which stands for a video sales letter, which is just a presentation of what you offer and what people do. You need sales copy for that page. And then you need a thank you page. The thank you page is just after they book a call, they'll pop up on a page. The page will basically just say, congratulations for booking a call with me. It's going to be a Zoom call. Really be on time. Do your research before the call. Don't waste my time. That's what the thank you page is for. But also the pixel goes on the thank you page. Okay. Next, you're going to need a booking calendar. So you can either use Calendly or you can use Go High Level. Again, I have all these funnels already built inside Go High Level. If you want those, just reach out to me and book a call. Then you're also going to need a CRM. A CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. Okay, so, and it's like you really want to have something where you can send your emails, where you can take notes, where you can set up sequences. You want to be able to write your email copy to them. So you have to have a CRM. My favorite CRM is Close, so close.com. My next favorite is Go High Level, obviously. I also like ConvertKit if you want something simple, but you need a CRM where you can power dial people, where you can text people, where you can call people. So you need all of it. And then you just need money for marketing. Okay, but to make this marketing system simple, one winning offer. You need to write your copy. You got to have one ad account. You got to have your pixel set up correctly. You got to have a winning ad. You got to have your funnel. You got to have a calendar, and you got to have a CRM. And then you got to be ready to kick off and have some money for marketing. I hope that makes sense. To me, this is incredibly simple, but it's just because I've done this like a billion times. I'm sure it'll click eventually, but this is just like the bare bones of what you need to get to $1 million in 6 to 12 months. Okay. Next, you need a sales system. In the beginning, you can do all the sales, right? But eventually you're going to need to level up, especially once you actually get past like maybe $30,000 a month. Okay, your sales system. The goal of your sales system is to convert the booked calls into paying clients, right? You need one agreement. You need a contract. Whenever you're taking people's money, whenever you're doing sales, you need a written contract. Talk to your lawyer, get one written up, use ChatGPT. Do whatever you want, right? But you need something in writing that says what you're going to deliver to the client. Otherwise, what are you doing, right? Next, you need a payment processor. And this goes back to making sure your business is bulletproof. Right now, I have $36,000 locked up in a Stripe account that I will probably never get, right? And I've learned this lesson over and over and over. I hate Stripe. I love it. I love it when it works. I hate it when they freeze my money. So having a payment processor and having one that is primed and actually pays out is super important, especially for online businesses. Okay. The ones that we're leaning into heavy right now is, QuickBooks, Square, Fanbases, WAP. All of those are fine. And what I recommend though is like get the payment processor and then warm it up by having some low ticket items get sold before you just start hammering it with like $5,000 or $10,000 transactions, because that's the red flag. But learning the art of having a good payment processor is just part of online business nowadays, and you have to learn it. So you got to have one agreement, you got to have one payment processor. Now you're going to get an appointment setter. Now the job of the appointment setter is to book calls on your calendar, but then also line up people so that it's a layup, so they actually show up to the sales call. So the main responsibility of the appointment setter, number one, book as many calls as possible. Number two, make sure those calls that are booked show up, and then follow up with them as well. Okay, you can do all the appointment setting in the beginning, but eventually to get to $1 million, you're going to need at least one good appointment setter. Now, again, to get to that one appointment setter that's good might take you a few tries. Fire fast, okay? Hire slow, fire fast. Find somebody who's going to be your day one, who wants to make a lot of money, who wants to go with you. You write the script with them. You build out the SOPs with them, and then you just keep crushing it, right? Number two, you're going to need a closer eventually. Now, I have a graveyard of people who told me they were great closers who can't close their way out of a wet paper bag, right? And nothing will kill your revenue faster than having bad salespeople. So to have a good closer, they need to have been through the trenches. They need to have already closed some high ticket offers. They need to prove it, and they need to kind of earn their way onto the team. Otherwise, you're just going to be spending money on ads, and you're not going to be making any money back from the ads. Okay, so just be careful with your setters, be careful with your closers. But once you find one good appointment setter, one good closer, that's all she wrote. Your sales is ready to print. Your job now as a business owner is just to spend as much money on ads as you possibly can. Okay. And then again, you need a CRM. You need to be able to call these leads. You need to be able to text them. You need to be able to email them. Again, I love Close. That's my favorite CRM. Next one is Go High Level. Also recommend a sales tracker sheet. Inside my program, we have that. I'm actually thinking about making an app for that as well. You need a Zoom account. You can use Google Meet. It's free if you want to use that, but I always feel like Google's kind of clunky. And then you need a Slack channel to communicate with your sales team. I've also used Microsoft Teams. You can use a Facebook group. You can do all kinds of. You can use a WhatsApp, but I like Slack. I'm addicted to Slack, so Slack is where I communicate. And then bonus is you create assets for your sales team. Okay, your sales guys should be good enough at sales that they can sell your offer without testimonials, without this, without that. But you'll close a lot more deals if you have what I call sales assets, which is like a written out PDF explainer, testimonials, reviews, positive things, other clients that have already been through the program that people can talk to. Okay, these are all really important. And then finally, you need a fulfillment system. Okay, the goal of your fulfillment system is to deliver a world-class experience and result to your clients, to have paid you for your services. Okay, so like your marketing system is bringing in the leads constantly. Your sales system is closing those leads and turning those leads into customers. Your fulfillment system is delivering the result and the promise that was made in the marketing and sales. Okay, so you are giving them a world-class experience and getting them amazing results. Okay, if it's a fitness offer, you're getting them in shape. If you're a YouTube editor, video editor, you are editing those videos and you're delivering them as fast as you can with the highest quality you possibly can. Okay, now the fulfillment stuff is pretty straightforward. I have a whole video on my YouTube channel on how to fulfill, but you need to create your fulfillment pipeline. You need to have, most clients join at this level and they want to get to this result. These are the steps they have to take in order to get that result. And then you basically create like a pipeline and you'll move the clients through the pipeline as they get there. Okay. Most of my businesses, I just do this either in my CRM or I do this in a Google spreadsheet. Lately I've been using Notion and I use Go High Level as well. Okay. Next is you'll just have one channel for communication with your clients. Like when people pay you, nobody likes to just get ghosted and then just be free balling, right? You can just give them like your booking link and have them book calls with you whenever, but it's better to have a community. It's better to build a hub where your clients are located, right? So it used to be Facebook groups. Now it's really kind of moved to School or WAP or just have a Slack channel, whatever it is, but or a WhatsApp or a Discord, any of those things. But you need to have a place where all your content is and all your clients are so you can build a little community, right? Even if you're just doing like a service for people, even if it's just funding or it's just YouTube editing or whatever, it's cool to have a place where all your clients can hang out and talk, even if they don't ever use it. It's just good to have that level of connection. And then if they want to ask you questions, that you're right there. Otherwise, you'll trigger a lot of refunds because they'll just feel like they got ghosted and they fell through the cracks, right? You're trying to avoid people falling through the cracks and you're trying to give them an experience and get them the best result possible. Next thing is you have to make SOPs of getting your clients the best results. Now, when you're scaling a business, you're going to be doing the marketing, you're going to be doing the sales, you're going to be doing the fulfillment for a little while. So you know what you're doing in all these positions, but as you're doing these positions, you're going to be making an SOP. SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure. So it's like, what am I doing every time to get the best results? And then you write those down, you make Loom videos about them, you make videos on it. And then you create like your book of business of how to get the best results for people. And then you teach your CSMs. Okay. CSMs are client success managers. We have a whole company where if you want to get a high paying remote CSM job, we'll get you on clientsuccessclub.io, but also on the back end of the fulfillment, you're going to get to the point where you're going to have too many clients, but you can't stop doing sales. So then you have to hire a CSM because if you're trying to scale, you have to put your foot on the gas for marketing and sales, but you also have to keep delivering your clients a great result, which is when you need a CSM to come in and help you manage the clients. Or you hire more salespeople and then you try and do the fulfillment the best you can. And then that's also how you scale your way out, though, is you hire salespeople on the front end, the setter, the closer, you have automated marketing, and then you hire CSMs in the back end to manage the clients. Now you can take a break. Now you're out of the business and your business is scaling. Now you're good to go. Okay. Bonuses, create a course for your program. Create create a SOP for your program. Create something to give to your clients, right? Whenever people pay a lot of money, especially for these high ticket offers, they want something, right? Make a course, like spend the time that it takes to do that. Make some really good PDFs, give people an amazing experience so that whatever is necessary for that to happen, you have that for them. You know, again, I'm in my fulfillment offer video. I recommend getting people a quick win, like a quick dopamine burst, sending them a physical gift in the mail just to give that extra touch, and then always be asking for a referral, a testimonial, or an upsell. Okay. That's the whole point of the back end. A lot of these businesses break even on the front end, and then they make all their profit because they have one back end offer that is more attention or more time, or they can deliver faster. Right. And it's that easy. All right. Surely it can't be that easy, but it is. All you need is one marketing system, one sales system, one fulfillment system. And then you can take any of these offers or your offer, and you'll be able to get to $1 million in 6 to 12 months. And then it's just the sky's the limit from there. Then you can grow your team. Then it's really just about culture and about hiring the right kinds of people. And yeah, that's what we do at Coaching Businesses. All right. So if you're watching this video, get ready. This is what we do. We rinse and repeat. We build these systems out for people. We help them set them up, and then we scale them, and we try and move as fast as we humanly can. And then with myself and my team, we help you get where you need to go. All right. Hope that was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Boom, boom, boom. I don't see nothing in the chat. If you guys got any questions, drop them now or forever hold your peace, and I'll talk to you all on the next one. Boom. All right, cool. Hope everybody has a good Monday. Hope this video looks good. I got a bunch of good stuff coming up. I look forward to talking to you. And yeah, chat with you in the next one. Later.